Hey there guys, what's going on? So today I'm going to show you how you can get access to Netflix using a free VPN. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking about something like that. Now, unfortunately, free VPNs are not exactly the best option when it comes to accessing streaming services, especially Netflix, because free VPNs aren't exactly specialized for something like streaming. Typically, with these streaming services, there are specific algorithms that prevent VPN traffic from reaching the streaming service. And so that's why a lot of VPNs end up failing at giving successful access to streaming services like, again, Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, all these services. Oftentimes, you might notice that there's a VPN error when you're trying to access them from a VPN that's, let's just say, faulty, or it doesn't work well, or it doesn't do what it promised. So here, for example, I've got access to the US library, and I'm connected to a free VPN here. It's called Windscribe. Now, this is actually one of the more reliable free VPNs that you can use when it comes to accessing streaming services. And so this is definitely what I would recommend. Now, unfortunately, there's a 10 gigabyte data limit, which means once you're past 10 gigabytes, you won't be able to use Windscribe anymore until next month when it renews. And this is basically the free plan. And if you want to use it more, you have to purchase the VPN itself, in which case I would recommend other VPNs, which I'll talk about a little bit later on. And I'll leave links in the description either way to everything that I talk about, including links to pricing and discounts if you end up getting any of the VPNs I mentioned. But either way, Windscribe is actually one of the better options here as far as free VPNs. You do have a bunch of free servers from a whole bunch of countries, and they do work really well with streaming. More often than not, I find more success in accessing streaming services using Windscribe. And so that's honestly what I would recommend if you're looking for a free VPN, and it's totally free. But again, you've got a limitation here, which is you're not going to be able to use more than 10 gigabytes a month. Okay, so let's say you're looking for a VPN that is free without any data limits. Well, this is where you've got Proton VPN, which is actually the best free VPN in my opinion. There are no data limits, and unfortunately, you cannot really pick your servers, not anymore. They used to give you that option. And this is the paid version of Proton VPN. So in your free version, none of these servers will be available, and you can just connect to a bunch of free servers that are pre-selected, and they do not support streaming or torrenting. Now, the reason I'm recommending Proton is because even though the free servers still do not support streaming and torrenting, at times, if we just go down here, you'll see that we've got a bunch of free servers. Now, you'll notice that the free servers don't have these two symbols here, peer-to-peer and streaming. So these are the servers that support peer-to-peer activity, like torrenting, for example, and streaming as well. So in Proton VPN, sometimes you could get access to the Netflix library by using a free server. Now, this doesn't really work all the time, so this might be a trial and error kind of thing, but either way, there's no data limit. So if a server ends up working out, you could, well, watch as much as you want until the IP address of the server that you're using gets flagged by the streaming service. And more often than not, because these are free servers and everybody's using them, typically these IP addresses will kind of be flagged because, again, free servers are going to be used by everybody, and the IP addresses of these servers will also be all over the place. And so more likely than not, they will be flagged. Same thing with Windscribe. But again, even though that is true, I was still able to access the American library of Netflix using Windscribe's American server. So yeah, this is a better option overall, I would say. But again, if you're not really interested in putting up with any data limits, then you want to go for Proton. Now, if you decide that you don't really want to put up with any of the restrictions of free VPNs, the VPN that I personally like to use is ExpressVPN. Now, this is actually one of the VPNs that are most consistent at accessing streaming services, whether it's Disney Plus and the different libraries of Disney Plus. Same thing with Amazon Prime. Max, which is formerly HBO Max. Max is typically a difficult service to access using VPNs, and it's totally possible with Express. Now, Express isn't the only option. You've got NordVPN also. This is a great option. And there's also Surfshark, but I don't want to make this video longer than it already is. I'll drop links to the best VPNs for Netflix in the description down below. And again, not just for Netflix, all kinds of streaming services. There are no data limits. You can pick any server you want, and they're very reliable at making sure that you access the streaming service that you're looking for. So that'll be it for this video. Again, I'll drop all the individual reviews and links to pricing and the best discounts that I can find in the description down below. And if you happen to have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to answer all of them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.